Hello. Hope everyone had a chance already to join in. So my name is Dirk Grunewald from Digital ConsultingHaus. I'm the CEO of Digital ConsultingHaus LLC, and I wish you a warm welcome to our webinar. Today, we are going to introduce you to our company, the people, and in particular, what we are doing and how we are doing it, and how it will help you to achieve your business goals. Again, I want to say thank you very much for joining us, for taking the time, for taking an hour out of your busy schedule. I know your time is valuable, and hence, again, we appreciate. Also, I want to say thank you to my team, to Mr. Wesselborg and to Mr. Gottweis and to Mr. Rai, who helped me preparing. Okay, so let's get right into it. Who are we? Will be the first subject on the agenda. And then I will speak about what product information management is, according to our definition. And I will introduce you to, based on a couple of examples, what the services are we are offering to our clients. And we'll also show you high level how our approach works, which is very business focused, focus on your SMART goals. I will come to that expression SMART at a later point. And we'll finish with how you can start with us if you are interested. The presentation will take approximately 20 minutes. I try to keep it short and brief so that there is enough time for the participants here to ask questions. So first of all, who are we? Right? Let me start maybe with a little bit of the history of how I got into the business. I have a long-term tenure with IT, already doing that for 28 years. Originally, I'm a mechanical engineer and got into information technology by supporting some manufacturers in the 90s with quality management, quality assurance application, process control, which all required data. So that got me into the subject of data. Around the year 2000, around the change of the millennia, I got pulled into the subject of e-commerce. So and that basically kept me from that point onwards until today, kept me in the digital world. Right, I was working with large companies, large retailers, manufacturers, and distribution companies to implement their e-commerce solutions, and also, well, to make sure that these solutions were supplied with data. Right? Companies like Renault, Nissan, or General Motors, or Nestle. Right? So these are the companies I dealt with before my work with General Motors finally brought me into the United States. That was in 2010. I settled down here in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, close to Detroit. Very nice area here in Michigan, by the way. And 2011, I started with a German software company called Heiler, which was already at that point one of the leading vendors when it came to PIM and DEM software solutions. And I was in charge of the US branch and also Australia. And under my wing were professional services and consulting. So I did that until 2013. Then Informatica acquired Heiler. So the products which I was in charge of and I sold and implemented together with my team was renamed from Heiler Product Manager to Informatica P360. Probably a product a lot of you people who are here in the PIM world very well known. 2013, I decided to start my own business, Digital ConsultingHaus LLC. That's more than 10 years ago. And all what I'm doing since then is basically helping manufacturers, wholesalers, also retailers with getting control over the data so that they can make the most business out of it, to summarize this more or less. Right? So this little picture here shows actually how that worked out. So 2013, as I said, started as a one-man show. And then we started to grow a little bit. 2015, Digital ConsultingHaus GmbH was founded. And along the way, I picked up some partners, right? Mr. Wesselbrock, who I know also now for more than 10 years, who has expertise in the print publishing and the electronic publishing or database publishing area. And also Mr. Gottweis, who also was one of my customers actually, who is also a master expert in master data management and everything around it. Over time, we also developed 2 offshore centers, one in Guadalajara, Mexico, the other one in India. Mr. Rai, who is here with us, is our Director of Sales and Marketing, and he is located in Delhi. Right, so for him, it's a very late time right now, very late hour. Thank you for still making it, Sumit. And here, I don't go through the details of that slide, it's too busy, but that shows in one go, okay, who we are, who the people are, who are running this company. They are more than just us. We are 10 people altogether who are taking care of these services which we are providing. We have, PIM and MDM advisory, social marketing advisory as well, implementation, database publications, as I already mentioned, integrations, data stewardship and cleansing. And recently we also started to experiment and start the first POCs for AI and machine learning applications. And also we provide trainings as well in our own particular way. I will come to the details of these in the next upcoming slides. So hence I just jump here. This is just a board of some of our customers we are working with. I cannot put everyone on here because we have some NDAs which will not allow us to display them here. But as you see, they are from different industries. Some of the names, if you are, for instance, in the electrical industry, you might well know. Some others, maybe not that much. As you see, also we did direct work for General Motors, for PSA. So we know a little bit about vehicle configurators or product configuration in general and how to feed configurators with data as well. Right? And mostly we are working with Informatica and Stivo when it comes to the PIM systems, and MDM systems. But we also work with other solutions, like for instance, Akineo or Map System or Salsify or whatever. So we are pretty diverse also when it comes to solution, and we are not partnering with any of these vendors or the software vendors. We are independent. When you hire us, we are your agent. Like if you are buying a home in the United States or in Canada, right? We are your buyer's agent, right? So, and if there's any commission we would make out of a software sale, then we would forward that to you, right? That makes sure that we can really provide impartial advice and it's not tainted by the needs of selling something or keeping a good partnership with someone, because these software vendors have great software packages, but they, like everything in life, they have their strengths and weaknesses, and not everything is suited for everything. So quickly, what is product information management according to our definition, or we took a definition which we found in Techopedia, which I pretty much like, because it's really on that agnostic level, not specific to a tool, because product information management or digital asset management or master data management are not tools. They are basically a set of processes which you run in your company. So, and even if you don't have a specific software and just manage your product information with an Excel spreadsheet, that will be still product information management, right? And if you have a low number of products, then maybe that Excel spreadsheet might be totally sufficient, right? Obviously, there is a limit from when it's helpful to have professional software helping to actually to evaluate, identify, store, manage, and distribute product data and information. That's basically what it does, right? Data is coming in from various sources. It's being consolidated, onboarded, brought into a master repository. That's the reason why it's called master data. And then it's being mastered, it's classified, cleansed, enriched, right, with additional information like text, media asset, or technical attribution, so that it becomes then ready to be distributed out into multiple channels. And what companies usually want out of it are a couple of pretty essential and really also hard, measurable business values, right? Faster time to market, right? Being faster on the market is a value by itself, because if you are faster than your competitor and able to sell, then you sell first and then you will make more revenue. Higher conversion rates through better data quality, right? Higher revenues, that's what you want as well. And at the end, also higher margins, because if your data is in a better shape, then you have less other costs, right? So, so all over, it's all about the bottom line. It's all about to improve your profit. And that's what product information management, if it's done the right way, helps in a measurable fashion. So it's really hard facts, hard money we are talking about here. Okay. So, well, however, the experience, the customer experience, it has changed a little bit. And particularly, this is interesting for people who are in the B2B space, like manufacturers and distribution companies, because, well, there was this little event which happened 2020 that was called COVID. And COVID basically led to a complete disruption of most of the business models, which were based a lot on actually people being physically somewhere, people meeting physically, people making these decisions physically. That since then does not really happen anymore. It was COVID was an accelerator for even B2B buyers now expecting the same kind of customer experience and making decisions the same way like they would do as B2C buyers, right? Which also means that you have to invest much more in your digital self-space, right? It's not enough anymore just to offer your products and someone a list of products you're offering, right? So you must make sure that you are being found in search engine result pages, that you are, if you are a manufacturer, for instance, that you are on the websites, that you are of the manufacturers and distribution companies, right? And they will only accept you if your data has the respective quality. Also present at Amazon, eBay, e-commerce hubs, however they are being named, is indispensable, right? Data catalogs and brochures still play a role, and they are better also in a good shape. And social media. Social media also cannot be underestimated. We are using it a lot. And some of our customers who we are serving gain the respective results as well, right? The reason that you guys are here, right, is a testament to basically what we are doing. That did not fall from heaven, from the sky, right? We put a lot of work into to make sure that people in the industry know us, and that they attend our webinars, right? So you must be present, competitive, persuasive, everywhere where customers gather information, driving their buying decisions, right? This again is an example. Here I have an example for electrical distribution. This is one of the bigger ones, or one of the biggest ones in the world, right? And they define for a manufacturer what good data is, right? So there's some mandatory data. If one piece is missing, you will not be on their website and your products will not be sold. Like brand name, short description, long description, technical attributes, right? If you're in electrical space, then you know what ETIM is or E-class, right? You have to be there as well. UPC, right? Search keywords. But obviously, ideally, you have more stuff, right? You have a 360-degree image. You have all the references, for instance, for functional equivalence, right? So, and product videos, safety sheets, and so on. And only if you have that, then you really have a good chance to get a good positioning here on their website, and also in general, right? In the internet for Google search. These are also very advantageous to have them, right? So I have here just a little summary of what really needs to be there, right? And I've seen so many companies where, like, you had an item number and a very cryptic description, no image, and that's what they put on their website, right? So that doesn't make any sense at all, right? So you need to have a couple of elements present, like descriptions, images. Actually, a product without image doesn't sell, right? So that's that. And basically, in our days, you better have something which is high res and which can be turned around. Right? You need the keywords, not necessarily to put them just on the website, but also use them for search engine optimization of all your content, right? So then all the reference, cross-sell, upsell, competitive, and so on, the technical specifications, and all the additional assets, and then all the logistical information, even width, height, length, and so on. Right? So having good data means at the end you have increased website visits, or in general visits of your applications, increased consideration, and increased sales, and that's what it's all about, right? I call these 7 characteristic. I call them the hot 7, right? So these are the hot 7 you should have. So let me go a little bit into a couple of examples what we are doing. So first of all, I think I mentioned advisory. So what we typically do, when we start any engagement, we look into how do you work right now? How are you set up right now? What's your maturity level? Where are your challenges? And also what your goals are, right? And along that, we will develop a strategy for you. We use a couple of classical tools. Actually, I didn't mention, I'm an engineer, mechanical engineer, but also I have an associate degree in marketing too. So I worked for more than 10 years in the 2 largest agency networks in advertising with a technical focus, but still it was advertising at Publicis and also at IPG. So I know a little bit of marketing, know a little bit of marketing strategies, how to develop a strategy from the ground up. So we are using that here as well. Right, so we help you with data governance. Also, a very important point, the right tools, the right systems, data, that alone will not help you a lot if you don't have an organization in place of people and their roles and responsibilities being clarified, who actually does this. So it's important to have a good data governance in place. We also help with tool selections, right? So for PIM, MDM, and DAM, also for that, we have a framework and an approach how we get to a recommendation based on your requirements, their rating, and a value analysis. And we will also train you in all of these subjects So actually we do also specific tool training, but here I'm referring more to the general training of the strategic subjects which you have to understand if you want to make the right decisions, right? So then of course, that's what we do for living. That's PIM, MDM, and ETL implementation, right? Which starts with a blueprint of the solution, data modeling, taxonomy configuration, well, enterprise taxonomy, that's a big subject. We had a webinar about that, but we'll probably have one very soon again. Digital asset management integration, data quality, business rules, and workflows, right? And then the whole import, export, endpoint, business, ETL implementation, data migration from legacy systems, and then also project program management. A couple of our people, including myself, are PMP certified from Project Management Institute, and we keep these certifications active. We work in a hybrid fashion, so we start typically with waterfall because the implementation always has the same steps. And once we are at a baseline, then we move over into agile, right? So we can not just spell or pronounce agile correctly, we can also do it correctly. And we provide also the tools for that. So then another subject, which is under the wings of Mr. Wesselburg, is the catalog and database publishing. So in a nutshell, you have a print catalog, like an InDesign, which, well, has a lot of content and also data and media assets. And the traditional way to do that is manually, right? You just build that document in InDesign and your frames, and then you copy and paste the data in, right? So, but there's a better way of doing that by means of smart plugins, which allow you to combine information out of DAM, PIM, and ERP, like short description, long description, attributes, pictures, and so on, right? And bring that into that print catalog completely automatically, right? And depending on how uniform your products look like imagine these manufacturer catalogs which weigh 3, 4, 5 pounds, right? They have become rare, but they still exist, right? You can then produce a whole catalog mostly automatically, right? Directly out of your DAM, PIM, and ERP system, provided that the data is in the right shape. And we help you with that as well, right? Because in most cases it isn't. Yeah, and then all sorts of integrations, like there are the standard data exchange formats like VME CAT, FATDIS, more for the French-speaking markets, EBI, GS1. We support taxonomies like UNSPSC, GDSN, ETIN, eClass, and also communication, event-based communication, Kafka, MuleSoft, BTP, Talent, and any kind of RESTful integration. And well, if there's something new, then usually we get in touch with it simply because our client, some of our clients at least, do something in that regard, and then we implement that as well. So we are very business-minded, but we are also very technical as well. And we have some experts in our ranks who really also have like 20 years technical experience of implementing Informatica, for instance, right? So, and by the way, I'm one of them, but with my role as CEO, I'm getting less and less to the point that I really do everything by myself. So, and then very recently, we also started a new service, which is in the area of data stewardship, mastering, and cleansing. So basically, we bring your data in shape. If your data is not in shape, if it's a mess, if it's in the shape, as I just said, where you just have lots of missing pictures, lots of missing attributes and all that, right? We assess where it is. We start then the cleanup. We set everything up, and then you finally will enjoy the return on investment of having good data in all these channels. So that's also what you can hire us for. And we have started to work with AI and machine learning as well. right? One gentleman in our ranks is the VP of the Artificial Intelligence Club at Michigan State University. He wears the same name, same last name as I do, Mr. Alexander Grunewald. Actually, yes, he is my son. And we've started with some of our customer data to basically show already that you can take a picture, you can take some technical information, and then partially get even better quality in terms of long descriptions, the right classification, the attributes out of such a product as if it was done manually or compared to the shape where the data is right now. So which I find very encouraging. So that's also something we are still looking for, like a customer who wants to go that way with us. We have found one, but that will probably happen not earlier than next year. But again, if there's someone willing to volunteer or interested in volunteering, I think we can do great things. And then also we do training. We do product training, live and remote, both of them. Actually, I do also have a trainer certification. And as you see, the way how I do the training, it's based on neuro-linguistic programming, is maybe a little bit unusual, but very effective. So how would we approach that whole thing for you? So let's assume you go with us. Right. First of all, we believe that you have to have a clear understanding of where you are and what you want. Right? And we help you to develop that in a very clear fashion. So first, you need to have SMART goals. And when I say SMART is an acronym. It's not just the word SMART. A goal, to be a goal, needs to be specific, measurable. It needs to be achievable. It needs to be realistic, right, in your realm, so to say, and also timely. It has to have a date, right? A goal which is not defined that way. So I give you an example for not SMART goals. I want to improve the data quality. Well, what does that mean? What does improve mean? What does data quality mean, right? So, but I could also formulate that goal in a different way. I want to make sure that 10% or 20%, let's go with the 80-20 rule, 20% of my products have all attributes and all relevant data according to this definition which I had before, being populated and being accurate by the end of 2023, right? So that will be a SMART goal, provided it's achievable, right? Now we have September, or we are getting into September, so maybe that might not be that achievable anymore, so maybe I have to adjust that, but that would be according to the definition of a SMART goal, right? So the other thing we are doing is, with you, we're looking into maturity, right? We have a couple of criteria, and we keep them flexible depending on what kind of industry you are, right? How consistent is your data? How complete? How fast are you able to publish something new? Right? How well are you able to internationalize or go into multiple channels? How long does it take to onboard new items? Right? That's one other thing we are doing. And then we go and help you define your strategies in 4+1 dimensions. Right? When you're planning an endeavor, when you want to achieve something, always 4 things need to be present, 4 components, right? You need to have the people in place. They have to have a process. They need to plan. They need to know what they are doing, and they need to have the right tools, right? But all of that does not help you if you don't have the culture, right? If there is not the unconditional will of the team to achieve that. So if not everyone in the company is really behind what you're doing, then even if they're not directly sabotage it, it becomes more unlikely that you are getting there where you want to be, or to the degree you should be. right? So we look at that as well. Culture typically means the culture is given from the top, right? So the culture is defined or driven by typically the CEO and the C level and B level of the company. So you need to have that in place, right? Then we also use other tools which I've already mentioned. At the end, we want to develop a goal model with you, which transfers these smart targets, right, into individual strategies, right, where we know, okay, what the critical success factors are. And then based on that, we define a roadmap, define the activities which need to be done, right, and plan that also through, right? So, and basically then a very important part of it is also to have KPIs to measure the success, right, and then to rinse and repeat. Right? This is the ideal process. We understand that some of you just want to engage us to do a specific implementation. Well, then we'll help you with that specific piece of work, right? But you can get the maximum value out of the engagement with us if we have the opportunity to work out with you on the strategy as well. So, and that leads me to the last point, is how do you get it started? Right? Some of you already know that. Some of you were already in these. So we typically start with a 30-minute initial assessment. We see if it's a fit, where is the current state? What do you want to achieve? Where are your challenges? And how can we help? Right? If we come to the conclusion, there is a fit and there's something where we can help you with, we're going to have a free workshop with you. Right? 4 hours, can be also 6 hours, depending on site or remote. Obviously, travel and everything need to be reasonable. Right? It's an investment of your time and our time. Right? Our advantage, obviously, having had that, will be that we are able to make you a much more targeted and relevant offer, right? So, and for you, maybe also that you have a much better understanding, because in this workshop, we are pulling people in from different departments, right? Who might not have been sitting in such a session for a long time, if at all, right? And then you will learn also a lot out of it. So you get the results, you get the material. If you say, okay, let's do something, then you get a proposal, first of all, for discovery phase. That will be based on time and material and our rate card. And then once the individual pieces are defined, for these you will get fixed fair price offerings, right? And we are able to be cost effective as well, because we have a diverse team, and some of them are coming from markets who are less costly than, for instance, US or Europe. Right, so our team is comprised of people from US, Canada, Mexico, Germany, and also India. Right, and well, you make a decision, and then we'll start the onboarding and start working with you. Okay, so and that brings me to the end of my presentation, and I open it up for questions. Thank you very much. So let me look. Okay. So far, I don't see any questions. But take your time.
Hi Dirk, Christoph.
Christoph. Hallo, ich habe es gerade schon gesehen.
Long time no see, huh? Yeah. Just one question. How about YouTube videos? Is that also somehow included? Because I have heard they somehow impact the Google ranking very much.
Yeah, yes, they do.
Stage.
And with one of our customers, we started to do that as well, right? One of our customers is a Japanese manufacturer of materials which are being used in, for catalysts, but also for implants, for dental implants, and also for electrolytic applications. So they are basically supplying the stuff you need for building your catalyst and to produce H2, for instance. And with them, we have now started also with videos, right? So by the way, when it comes to YouTube, this video or the video of this presentation will find its way into YouTube as well. We have a YouTube channel too, Digital ConsultingHaus. Please subscribe to it, because there will be more interesting content coming on it.
Okay, sounds good. Great, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. So I see a question here in the chat. What do you recommend in software, open source or ready-to-go software? That's a very interesting one. And in the PIM and MEM space, there is also open source software. Typically, it comes with a price tag as well, because then you just get a framework and have to put in a lot of effort yourself, or you go with one of the service providers for this software. At the end of the day, our experience is that as long as you are not willing to invest a lot of effort into like building your own instance of the software, that you are better off with the out-of-the-box software. But again, it depends a little bit. If you have the development capacity, then I also would say that's also fine. Okay. Are there more questions? Mr. Lazetta, any questions from your end? Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if there are no more questions, then I want to say thank you very much. Right? You know how to contact me via LinkedIn or directly via email. We will send the presentation deck to the participants. And there is also a YouTube channel, which I would ask you to subscribe as well. But we will send you the link to the video of this presentation. And thank you very much for taking the time to be with us today. And have a wonderful day and a wonderful end of the week. Goodbye.